It's addictive though.
I want to get more. I want to be like so blinged up that when I open my mouth, it's just like.
I know, but I'm scared. The reason why I hid them is because like for work, I don't know what it will look like.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
But this is the beauty though. You don't ever have to worry about that. Because if you get it, I don't. Yeah, that's true.
Because then now it's like, oh, the one with the grills. No, they're gems. Do you know what I mean? Dave, I know you're resting, but if you could rest here, please.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Zeze Millz Show. This is the first episode of 2025, and honestly, guys, I'm so happy to have Nella here.
Hi.
Nella, I've always wanted to have you on the Zeze Millz Show.
I know.
Like,
I remember.
How many times?
Oh my god, the first time we met, you was like to me, oh my god, you need to come on the show, and I was like, no, because I'm scared. Remember?
I know. And even literally the other day, you was like, please be gentle with me. And I always, some people I understand that with, but with you, do you ever think I would like be? I can be very. Don't get me wrong. Like I just had spray on, and I was very like we were going toe to toe. We was having a good time. But with you, I genuinely have like the biggest soft spot for you because I think that everything you've accomplished and everything you've been through, I think it's like a testament. And I think you're such a strong person. And anytime I look at you, I just think, good on you, like good on you. Every time I see a little ad or something, I'm like, yes, babe, get to the coin.
Or get to the bag.
I see you in a space that it's like, yeah, like brilliant. So I'm so happy to have you here, and thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
So I went on, I had a little search and I was when was Nella's first video for YouTube?
Please don't tell me you watched it.
They said, no, I didn't watch it.
Thank God.
But they said July the 1st, is this right? July the 1st, 2017. This is what the Google was saying.
Oh, right.
It says July 1st, 2017. And I was wondering, if it was July the 1st, was there a reason why you chose July the 1st? Like back then, can you remember like...
Yeah, there was a reason actually. The reason was because... No, it's fine. Chill. It's fine. He's just a baby.
Okay.
He's just a baby. It was because I had started uni. Okay. Yeah. And I remember before I went to uni, I typed in like black girl uni videos, like Midlands and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then I was just like watching everybody's videos, and everybody was like, yeah, you're gonna meet the love of your life at uni. The student finance is gonna give you so much money and it's just gonna be great. There's gonna be freshers, you guys are gonna be partying all the time. And then I remember when I got to uni, student finance didn't want to pay me till January because obviously I had a Belgian passport. Okay, so they thought I was an international student when I've been here for a very long time.
Right.
So I was broke. And then on top of that, I was just like, I feel like I've been swindled. Like I actually could have stayed at home and went to Middlesex University because I was down the road from where I grew up.
Right. Okay.
So I just felt like all of these, not lies, but like this expectation that uni's gonna be amazing
because of the videos you saw.
Yeah, it was just a big fat lie. So then I wanted to go on YouTube, and I think my first like group video was like expectations versus reality of like our first year of university, and we were suffering. Me and all my friends, when we watched that video, like we were so skinny, like we were so skinny, and then it was just
Uni would do that to you though.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to tell everybody like, not don't come, but like, yeah, this is what it is.
This is the reality of it.
Yeah. So when people are like on Twitter and stuff like, oh, this is not the university experience that Nella Rose said. My first video was literally telling everybody this is some trash.
Beware of what it was.
So, yeah.
So why did you want to go to uni?
No. Not really.
It was more of just like...
It was more... So my mum, she came to Europe at a very young age, yeah? Okay. And her only dream was that, I want my kids to graduate. So I was just like, you know what? It's just 3 more extra years of education. I've been doing education... At that point, I had been doing education for the majority of my life. And then I got really good grades as well. So it was kind of like, if you don't go to uni, you got them grades for no reason, absolutely no reason. So I was just like, let me just make my mum proud and just go. But I never actually wanted to go to uni because I never wanted to have a job that requires a degree. Like, you know, like doctor, lawyer. I've got friends that are engineers. I've got friends that are in like money management and stuff like that. I was never into like those intellectual kind of jobs.
I was more vocational, like I wanted to actively do something.
Yeah.
And I think my mum kind of, she identified that quite early. She's a bit like, yeah, maybe the academic is not her thing.
Yeah.
Because I just get easily distracted. And I just kind of
Did you go to a drama school?
Yeah, I went drama school.
Yeah.
But my mum says that from the age of 4, or when I asked you what you wanted to do, you said you wanted to be an actress. I'm like, really? Like, did I really say that?
You probably did though.
Who knows? I mean, all I know is that I did enjoy it, like growing up. So she kind of always put me in establishments that nurtured that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But then I did go to uni. When I didn't get into drama school. How'd you find it? Oh my God, I dropped out.
Yeah,
my mum was so upset with me. I think to this day, like, she's still a little bit disappointed deep down.
Yeah.
I need to like win an award or something so that I can
It's
be
the
like...
fact that it was a piece of paper. I remember on graduation day, they were like, here's your degree. And it was something that I could rip up. I was just like, so all of that for this, and I'm in so much debt. Like, I'd put in so much work for this piece of paper that I have to show other people to get a job. Do you feel like
you're the type of person that everything needs to make logical sense? Like, if I'm gonna do this, this needs to be the outcome, or I need to see something out of this, or it just doesn't make no sense to me.
I knew from the first day that I started uni that I didn't want a graduate job.
Right, okay.
I always said that I wanted to work in media and stuff like that. Right. Like something where I can like be creative, like, because I've watched a lot of people in my family like be in jobs for like 20 plus years. Like a lot of my aunties were like nurses for like 20 plus years and stuff like that. And it's just like, if I'm going to do something for 20 plus years, let it be something that it's like I love. So yeah, basically.
Do you, just had a question in my head when you was talking about, when you said you wanted to work in media, have you always from young been this?
Yeah.
Like you've always been funny, you've always been, when did you realize that I'm actually, because do you realize that you're funny?
No.
This is the thing.
I feel like, do you know what it is? And you probably get this as well, yeah? You know when we do stuff with like 4.0?
Right.
Like the one that just came out, yeah? When you watch it back, do you not just cringe at yourself?
No, I actually watched it back and I was like, this, not as in like, oh my God, this was so much fun. But I look at myself and think, why did that even come out of your mouth?
You said
what? How did that come out of your mouth? Yeah. Why did you think to say that? Then what I did think, I was like, we're just all mad. Like we're all chaotic. When I watched it, I just thought, we're all chaotic.
Yeah.
Have you always been?
Do you know what it is? Yeah. So it's like, I've always been behind, up until the age of 18, I was always behind the camera.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So my dad, basically, he had, you know, those VHS, the ones that you even put on your shoulder like this.
Yeah.
So he basically documented my whole life. Like, till this day, I've got videos of when my mum brought me home from the hospital, my first steps, like every single moment of my life, I have. Do you know what I mean?
Amazing,
so then I was just like, copycat. He bought me a camera. I don't remember how old I was, but I was very, very young. And he bought me a camera. It was a Lumix G10, a Panasonic. And then I was just like, I'm going to do the same thing. What you going to do about it? So then I started recording. So I recorded from like year 8, 9, all the way up until year 11. So I kind of, what he was doing, I was kind of doing. So results day, prom, sports day, like even me and my friends at the back of the bus. And then, so I done like a whole DVD and I was burning DVDs because he bought me a laptop as well. So I was burning DVDs and I was selling them for £10 on results day. And I made it wasn't so much money, but it was like a couple £100. And I made money from like my first ever project. Because it was like, my dad recorded my whole life and I appreciated it. I was like, oh, let me do it for my friends.
Right. But then what made because that's quite like entrepreneur shit to then think, not only am I going to film it, now I'm going to like make multiple copies. So was that also from someone in your family, like your mum or your dad? How did you know? Because I always think I've got great ideas, but I don't necessarily think I'm business savvy. You sound like you're business savvy as well, along with it.
I think it's mainly my dad. Like he had a shop, right? Where he sold suits, wedding dresses and prom dresses, all of the occasions. He had that for like 25 years. So I think for my whole life, I just saw him be like a businessman.
Right.
So I think I've always kind of like, because he used to go to New York, buy the dresses and then come back to Belgium and then sell them for like triple the price. And I was like, oh, okay.
Come on, Pat.
Right, so this is what we're doing.
Right.
So then I'm thinking, like the whole thought of like making money has been instilled in me from a very, very young age because I've never had a job, right?
Right.
Never had a job. growing up, it was like, oh, Nella, you can do hair. Okay, pay me, I'll do your hair. Or Nella, you can do prom makeup. Pay me, I'll do your prom makeup. Then it was, I lived on an estate in Colindale. It's called Graham Park. And then I was the only girl in the estate that had a professional camera. So then I'll tell the boys like, oh, you know your little block parties and stuff? Like, if you pay me £20, I'll take pictures and I'll put them on a Facebook album so everyone can access the pictures. And I was making money. So I've always used my resources to make money instead of actually go out and look for a job. So I've always been like that.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And your parents are always just encouraging of it, even though they wanted you to still get the academic side.
No, it was very different. And like, that's why I don't, not that I'm promoting it. I'm not promoting it, yeah. But having divorced parents was lit for me.
Right.
Because I felt like my dad raised me in one way and my mum raised me in another way. Right. And I feel like I had the best of both. So my mum was like, okay, you need to go to school, you need to get good grades, you need to get a degree, because then whatever you want to do after that, you always have something to fall back on.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So like a safety blanket. And then my dad was more like, if you've got £100, invest £100 and watch it come back tenfold and da 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 da. So he was more like, take risks, and my mum was more like, have a safety blanket. So I've always said like I've been raised very balanced because of it. Because if my mum and my dad, if they were in the same household raising me, I wouldn't be the way I am today.
You wouldn't be as layered.
Yeah.
Did that ever like cause conflict between them two though?
No.
Like they just allowed each other to kind of do what they needed to do.
Like my dad, I love all my siblings because I hate the word baby mum. Do you know what I mean? But like, my dad had a lot of baby mums. So it's like, I'm not going to stress you because you stressed out about like 5 of you. So my mum was also extremely independent. Right. So what is so mad, I've never, ever heard my mum ask my dad for money. And we were struggling. Right. Do you know what I mean? We weren't like, we had everything we needed, but we were struggling. Right. And I feel like I get my independence from her because it was like all the money that my dad ever gave to me, he would put it in a white envelope and he would be like, here's for school, here's for this, here's for that, boom, boom, boom. Like, manage your money. The first envelope he gave me, I was like 10. And he was like, by the time you come back here, I want to see what you've done and stuff like that. So it was like, I had a super independent mum and then a dad that spoiled me. So it was like, there was no conflict because their focus, both of them, their main focus was always the kids. Right, okay. It was never, oh, you're my ex. Right, do you know what I mean? So I've never seen them argue, nothing. They were just two people raising kids, which was nice, to be fair.
What's like one of your best childhood memories?
Best childhood memories? I think when me, my dad and all my sisters, we went to the fun fair. I think my mum was there as well, and we lost my brother. And I remember everybody panicking, and I was just like, oh, he's gone, yay! I remember, and the thing is, you know, certain things that happen in your childhood, you don't remember how fucked it is until you grow up and you go,
you're just like, even when you think about in school, I saw a video on, I think it was like TikTok, it was like that person in class that, you know, when you'd raise your hand and your friend would think you was about to tell the teacher, but really just wanted to go to the toilet. Yeah. But your friend would be sitting there like, please, no, don't tell. Yeah. And all the time you'd be like, miss, but you're looking at your friend. Like, you were just so tapped. Like, I loved it.
I was tapped because my brother was so mean to me growing up. Like, it was so bad. It was actually so bad. Like, he would always prank me and always like hide my Barbies and stuff like that. So when he went missing, I thought, so that's when I started believing in God. I said, so all them times I was praying.
Finally, Jesus, you have come through.
Albert, if you're watching this, you already know the vibes.
What's the split between your siblings? Like,
so I have 4 sisters. Okay. Yeah. 1 brother. So my brother, same mum, same dad.
Brother,
yeah.
Poor brother.
I know. He just has women all around him. Right. And then I have 1 younger sister and 3 older sisters.
So you're technically kind of like the middle.
Second youngest, me.
Okay, right.
But my brother is the bang in the middle.
Okay, I get you.
So I'm second youngest.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I think that's interesting because you definitely come across as like a girl's girl.
Yeah.
And you're always like for the girls and you seem like you're want everyone to win type of vibe. But then you have such a close knit of like male friends. Like when I see you on holiday, it's like,
do you know where that started? Because people are, oh my God, do you know how that started? Yeah, it was more of a thing where it was like, growing up, my mum was always working and she was ill as well.
Right, yeah.
So it was like she would go to work and then she had to go to the hospital to do like dialysis and all of that stuff. Cool. So it was, my brother basically raised me, and I feel so sorry for him sometimes, and that's why like I spoil him now, because I feel like, okay, so dad's overseas, mum's ill, and she has to work to keep this household. So it's like now you've been forced to like be kind of like for me, basically, to make sure that, okay, like my brother would come to my parents' evenings. He's 1 year older than me. Like he's not 5 or like he's 1 year older than me, and he had to come to my parents' evenings and stuff like that. But anyways, every time I would come home, there will be a bag of man in my living room playing FIFA, playing Call of Duty, this, that, and the other. And then it's like on the estate that I grew up, it was majority boys and stuff like that. So I've always kind of like been like, it's very easy for me to make platonic friendships with men.
Me too.
Do you know what I mean? But I feel like we're in this generation where it's like men and women can't really be friends. Like, oh, you guys really friends?
Like,
like,
no.
Oh, I bet you like him. But it's just like, no.
And I think that's also why when sometimes people are like, oh, you're so blunt when it comes to dating and talking about, I'm like, I have so much male friends. I'm around so much men. I have male friends that also come to me, confide in me, ask me opinions like, what do you think? Why do you think I'm overreacting, or do you think she's overreacting? And I'm like, this is why I'm able to, because I genuinely have platonic relationships that were 100% definitely healthy.
It's healthy. Like every single time, like I've moved mad in my personal life. Yeah, it's my male friends that sit me down, because my female friends would be like, oh, it's okay. Like, oh, you know, but because this happens and that happens. They're more like motherly. And then my male friends are more like bullies. Do you know what I mean?
But like that rough love.
Rough love. Tough. I pattern up, man. Like stuff like that.
Like, so, how many times do you want me to, like, how many times are you going to go back there?
Exactly.
Like, okay, fine.
So it's just, I really enjoy the balance. Really, and I feel like it seems like I have a lot of male friends and like not as much female friends, because my like real life female friends, a lot of them are like, don't want to be on my social media.
Right, okay.
There's like at least 10 people that I could name right now that are just like, babes, don't put me on your snap. Like, babes, like, no. And do you know what I mean? And it's like, because they have like real life, they don't want to be stopped. Like, oh, you friends with like how it was at uni. But yeah, no, I love my friends, man.
Because you basically have grown up
on the internet,
and everyone kind of knowing you as Nella Rose. How's that been for you?
It's been like, you know, when you start, you don't expect, you don't see the end goal. You imagine it, you dream of it, but like when it happens, it's like, and it's like, my whole thing is like, I always tell people like, be careful what you wish for. Do you know what I mean? Because people don't understand. Is it introverted extrovert?
Yes, that's what they say. Yeah.
I loud, bubbly, all of this around people that I know. And people don't understand. People expect me to be like that all the time, like at the airport, in Sephora, everywhere. They just expect me to be like, and then, like, so for example, like, say I'm in a place, but I don't like going places by myself because it just makes me anxious, right? So say I'm in, I don't know, Westfield, yeah, and somebody comes up to me and they're like, oh my God, hi, da, da, da. And I can tell that because you said this, so many other people are going to come to me. I'm like, okay, people are coming, da, da, da. And then they're like, oh, you're like much quieter in real life. And I'm just like, do you expect me to shout from the car park all the way to Sephora and back? I'm supposed to be like, yeah! It's like, I'm not like, I have to warm to people. But if I don't know you, I'll be like, oh, hey, babe, da, 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 I like your makeup, take a picture and go. I'm not gonna, I love you. I'm not gonna be that extrovert all the time. I can't, it's not me.
Do you feel ever the pressure that you have to be? Did he fart? That's disgusting.
But he's my nephew, I don't mind.
And now you're going to sit here like you didn't. That's outrageous, Dave.
I know.
Oh, yeah, I can smell it.
I know. But he's part of our family. It's fine.
Do you ever feel the, like, the need to put it on? Have you ever felt like I have to put it on?
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah, go on.
I did for a long time.
Right, okay.
Yeah. I think it was only in the past year and a half, maybe 2 years, that I said, fuck this, fuck you, fuck everyone. I want to do me.
Right, okay.
Do you know what I mean? For the longest time, I was at every event. I was at every red carpet. I don't enjoy events, yeah.
Right.
I don't enjoy red carpets are nerve-wracking, especially, you know, when you step in and then it's like,
Nella.
like,
thinking, oh,
like, oh, look here, to your left, to your left. Like, to me, that's my idea of torture. That's a torture chamber. Yeah. So it was like, I felt the need to do all these things that made me uncomfortable, because I was like, it's part of your job, it's part of everything that you need to do. And I didn't want to do it, especially when I was doing all the red carpets and I was doing like going to all the events. I was 40 pounds heavier, and then what that does to you mentally is that you just feel ugly.
Yeah.
Like, it, especially if you grew up like semi kind of slim and then you gain weight out of the blue.
Right, yeah.
You feel like every time you look in the mirror, like I used to avoid mirrors and stuff like that. So, and then on top of that, I was like hyper visual. So then I was at every red carpet.
Yeah.
I was at every event. And I was just like, I felt so uncomfortable in myself, number one. I'm uncomfortable in the environment because I hate like parties.
Yeah.
Like, I like friends, birthday parties, weddings.
But when
like,
it's like an industry thing,
industry's like, okay, I'm at work.
Because a lot of people also think that when you go to these industries, it's fun. And it's like, no, it's work.
Darling.
It's so... you have to be
I blur the lines sometimes, because it's like, say for example, someone's like really nice to me at an event. I'm thinking, oh my God, they're like a really nice person. And then I'll get an email the next morning like, oh yeah, and they would like to, and I was just like, so are these interactions real? And then you have to like depict which interactions are real, which interactions are just business. But now I don't go, and now I'm at peace. Like, do you know what I mean?
I get you, yeah.
I'm just like, I don't have to worry about that.
Do you think that you've had to like learn the difference between people that are being genuine, as in they want to get to know you for whoever, like Nella, or because they're thinking, oh, if I get to know her, there's going to be a business opportunity? Have you learnt the difference, or are you still trying to figure it out?
If I'm gonna be totally honest with you, because I'm a person that's very self-aware.
Right. Okay.
Like, I know what's wrong with me and I know what's right.
Right.
Like this face, bitch.
Okay.
I'm joking. But basically, one of my flaws that I've come to realize from looking back at it from actually a very young age, and I think it happened when I came to this country, but I have a very bad judge of character.
Really?
And I've come to realize that now.
Okay.
And I'm 27.
Right.
But yeah, I've realized it. Like, for example, like, you know how your mum would always tell you, like, oh, watch out for that friend.
Right.
Watch out for that friend. Da, 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 da. I would never listen to her. I was that kid.
Yeah.
Because I'd be like, but they're my friend. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, even in primary school, I was friends with these group of girls that were making fun of me. But I still was like, okay, but they are nice to me when they're by themselves. Like, it's like, because I was such a loner coming into this country, I couldn't speak English, yeah? And then I went to the whitest primary school where they would make fun of my hair, make fun of everything, yeah? I think I get attached to, like, the slightest sliver of warmth, yeah? And then I become blind to, like, all the other things, because I'm like, you know what? You give me this warmth, so I can tolerate all the other stuff, because it's like, I don't want to be alone.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that, I think, I don't know. Maybe I need to go see a therapist and tell me exactly what it is. No.
Why not?
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I feel like the reason why I haven't gone to therapy is the reason why a lot of people haven't gone to therapy. I know deep down what's inside of here. And it's like, say for example, I've got a therapy appointment for the 25th of January.
Yeah.
I know that on the 25th of January now, I'm going to open the dam and address things that I refuse to address. So it's like...
would you not go on the 25th, or would you just be anxious about the 25th?
I'd be anxious from now.
Okay.
Like, I know that there's a lot of things that have happened in my life,
yeah.
But like, sitting and talking about it to a therapist would make me be... it's the scariest thing. Like, thinking about it is very scary for me.
So, but then you got people that you do talk to, though?
Yeah, my friends.
Okay, but...
Like, I talk.
Okay, so you've got like an outlet.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not just, you don't just keep it pinned up
No.
inside.
No.
Okay,
My
well,
friends are my therapists.
Okay, that's a good start, but I do still think that you should see, like,
someone will have to book it and also, then book a car, take me there.
Maybe also you will in your own time.
Yeah. I don't think I'm ready to, like, I don't know. It's such a scary concept for me.
I can imagine, because like you're saying, you have been through like a lot. Like I always never, I don't think I can comprehend. And I think people probably always say this all the time, like losing two parents. And whenever I look at somebody that has had a friend that I went to school with, same thing, both of her parents passed away. I knew both of her parents. And every time I see her, I just look at her and I think, how is this, like, how are you still, like, you know what I mean?
Do you know what the saddest thing, like the saddest part about death, is that, like, say if you could go to a funeral on Monday, everybody that was at that funeral on Monday, their life, they go back to work on Tuesday, you know.
But yours is,
And then it's like, seeing that is what kind of always kicks me back into gear. And it's like, okay, life actually hasn't stopped. Right. So now you're going to have to do it, but just do it sad. Do you know what I mean? But it's harsh reality. Yeah. Harsh reality, because your bills don't stop. Like, rent doesn't stop. Taxis don't stop. Nothing stops. So you could be as sad as you want. But unfortunately, like, when they say life goes on, so just do it sad. Honestly. And not enough, like, I feel like there's not enough, not enough. Oh, it sounds a bit dark, but like, not a lot of people have lost both parents. So it's like, when I lost, it was my mum first and then my dad. It was like, who do I look at that's gone through exactly this, and where are they now, sort of thing. So it's like, that's why I don't mind speaking about it, because it's, my DMs are so dark. Like, Mother's Day, Father's Day, like, people be like, oh, I lost my dad 5 years ago. Oh, I lost my mum 2 years ago. How do you do it? And it's like, that's why I'm never opposed to speaking about it, because for some people, I might be like kind of like a beacon of light. So if Nella can do it and she's okay, then it's like, maybe I can too, sort of thing. So that's why I'm not opposed to talking about it. But just do it sad until the pain kind of, like, the pain will always be there. But you'll kind of find ways to you'll have like moments of happiness. Yeah. And then because it's like, you see how there's 365 days in a year, yeah? Right. There's always dates that come that remind you. Okay. So Mother's Day, everyone's posting their mums. Or when they're giving their mums flowers and money, people are buying their mums cars, and it's like, I will never be able to do that. Then on Father's Day, same thing. Then it's like on Christmas, every single Christmas, I'm just like, raw. Because, wow, like, we have to make our own Christmas. Like, and then it's also like, when you think about the future, it's like, oh, my kids are not going to have any grandparents on their mum's side of the family. Right. And then it's like, oh, okay, when I get married, who's going to walk me down the aisle? Right, so you think it's like things in the past make you sad, but then things in the future make you sad as well. But just like on my wedding day, when I walk down the aisle by myself, I'm going to be happy. But remember, it's just do it sad. There might be someone that, well, you might find probably my brother, right. But then I would most likely force my brother to be my husband's best man. Oh, right. Because it's my wedding. You're just here for the just give me the ring and say I do. Let's be. But I don't know. When the day comes, do I even have potential? Like dating. Zeze, you know what I'm gonna say. We're both in the streets together. We are in the hood. In the streets. But I find dating extremely difficult. Extremely difficult. For many reasons. Yeah. But like, say for example, this summer, I went to 2 party holidays with my friends, yeah. And then it was just like, and I had the time of my life. Oh, baby, we had the time. Did the man them, like, because I feel the man them want to come up to you. Oh, they do. Are they? Because they do. Okay, cool. Because I was wondering if they'd be a bit like, oh, is Nella gonna be? No. Okay, I think, right. Nah. Especially if you see me out and I'm with my friends. Right. Okay. I'm laughing and I'm smiling and I'm giggling and anything. Right. So from the outside looking in, you'd want to approach me. It's like, oh, she's over there having a blast. Okay, cool. But I feel like guys always have an ulterior motive, and if they don't, I will always think that they have an ulterior motive because of like interactions that I've had in the past. Like I remember I was speaking to this guy. How long was I speaking to him for? I don't remember how long I was speaking to him for, but it was like a while.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, yeah, he was just like, I'm going to start a podcast and I want you to be the first guest on my podcast. Yeah?
Absolutely not. No
first
way.
Guest.
No, that is diabolical.
I'm going to, after this, I'm going to show you who it is.
Oh my gosh,
I'm going to show you who it is, yeah? And you're just going to be like, huh? Yeah. So then he was like, oh,
So had you been talking for a while?
We had been, I'm talking dinners, everything.
No, that would sting me as well, because I'll be like, so all of this has been for this.
So then when I said like, so at first I was like, if you're going to start a podcast and podcast is your passion, like your real passion, not because you're seeing everybody else have a podcast and now you want one too.
Yeah.
If that was the case, wouldn't you just either have started or just start? Like, your subscriber count is 0 right now, but I'm your first episode. I don't know, it felt weird.
No, that is 100% weird. And also, where's the shame? Like, I need to know where the shame is, because you see me, I could be dating the hugest person, and I still would find it weird to be like, oh, do you want to like come on? Do you want to come on my show? Even as an established show, I'd be like, I don't want him to think that this is because of this.
Yeah. But because of, and that wasn't first or last that's happened. I can imagine.
Yeah.
So it's like, when guys approach me, I feel like everything that comes out of their mouth is a lie.
Can they slide in the DMs? Or would you find that cringe?
I wouldn't find it cringe, but I probably won't see it.
Okay, right.
Because a lot of people are in there like, get me on Pink Courtroom, man. It's like a job application.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then there's a lot of people like asking for advice, and then there's a lot of girls. Like, it's like my DMs is 90% girls.
I was gonna touch on that. I feel like, oh my gosh, I know we just don't have enough time for all the things I want to talk about.
Yeah.
But I was gonna touch on you. I feel like you've gone into this wave of what you always kind of have, but you definitely step into the bag of like agony aunt. Like, I see like the Pink Courtroom, like I was saying, the Foot Asylum.
That's actually not my fault. Blame the production companies. When they make shows like around me, it's always like, we're going to make her tell these people advice.
Because you give like big sis vibes.
Yeah.
You give big sis vibes. And also you give, I'm going to tell you the truth, but I'm going to make it light in a way. So I'm going to give it to you hard, but I'm going to sprinkle some humor in it so the bullet doesn't feel as harsh.
Do you know what's so mad? Yeah, I've always said that I don't have like, my personality is not me. Like, that agony aunt, that's all my older sister. Do you know what I mean? Like, everything, like, obviously I would never put my sisters on like in front of the camera, but like, if you used to ever meet her in real life, you'd call me a con artist. Do you know what I mean? Like, my facial expressions, all of this stuff, that's all my mum. Like, it's like, and then my actual like banter side of it is all my dad. Like, me or Nella, I have nothing. I'm just copy from my family, and then it's just like they made one entity.
Are your like older sisters and everyone very protective over you?
Yeah, but we're very protective over each other.
Okay.
Simply because it's so mad, but we've been through a lot that I haven't even said online yet. But it's like, because of that, it's like, and the way my dad raised us as well, yeah, I see us as like the Kardashian Jenners.
Yeah,
like, you know, Kylie and Kendall do not have the same dad as Kourtney, Kim, and Khloe, but you see them as one. Mm-hmm. That's how we were raised.
Right.
So it's like, we've been through so much, and we are like so close, me and all my siblings. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, yeah.
Have you ever taken a break?
Yeah, no, I take breaks all the time. I take breaks all the time. I'm on a break now.
No, I mean like a proper, like, where you've just been ghost. Not like a month. I mean like you've just been like,
To be fair, the most I've taken is, I think it was 6 weeks, which was in 2020. But it's like the fear of, I grew up on...
Wait, you said only 6 weeks?
Yeah.
Most?
Yeah.
So what about when your parents have passed?
That was the 6 weeks. That was after my dad passed.
But only 6 weeks, Nella.
I know, because think of it like this, yeah? Remember, funerals on Monday, you got to go to work on Tuesday, because at the end of the month, bills, like, do you know what I mean? you say only 6 weeks, yeah? If I don't get paid, well, at the time, yeah, if I didn't get paid for 6 weeks, who's gonna pay my rent? Who's gonna pay for my? Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like you can mourn and be sad and do all of this, but like the way life goes on is so brutal. Do you know what I mean? So it's like it's also the fear of being broke again. Do you know what I mean? Like growing up, when we was in Belgium, we had a great life. But then my mum, she wanted to start afresh. Do you know what I mean? So she's like, I'm going to move to the UK. So we had a good life in Belgium, yeah. But then when we moved here, it was like I remember we moved to Collindale, yeah, and we moved opposite. It's called Bang Bang now. It used to be called Oriental City. Do you remember Oriental?
Like, is it like
so Oriental City was like massive, and then there was like loads of like food stores and stuff like that.
Okay.
So we moved
different
to a house.
And all those. Was it?
Pardon?
Was it like different cuisines and stuff?
Different, yeah. They had everything in there. So we moved to a house opposite there, yeah. And I remember pulling up to the house thinking, oh my days, this is going to be our new house. And, da, 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 da. And then some man opened the door and he told us to be quiet, yeah. He led us upstairs to a single bedroom and he said, this is where you're going to be staying.
Wait, how old was you?
I was like, I don't remember. It was when I first came here because I feel like a lot of my life I block out.
Yeah, but it's so interesting that you can remember it so
clearly.
Yeah,
because the shock. I remember. So we was in a sing. You know the I call it the cupboard room. Like it's a room. You know, in 3-bedroom houses, there's 2 nice sized bedrooms, and then the one that like common that's a cupboard.
The one that now everyone has a walk-in wardrobe.
Wardrobe,
that everyone's using.
So it was me, my mum, my auntie, and my brother living there, and I just remember saying, "Oh, raw." And I remember even just for like dinner, my mum would buy. So my mum would wait because obviously Oriental City is right next to the big Asda in Collindale, yeah. So my mum would wait until a certain time, to go to Asda because then everything is like reduced. And then she would buy like a massive loaf of bread and then 2 tins of sardines, and that's what we had for dinner.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like remembering where I came from, and remembering how hard my mum worked to get us out of that situation. She was suffering, she was ill, and she still went to work. I need to still be able to go to work because life doesn't stop. Do you know what I mean? So it's like the fear of like, God forbid, like I wake up one day and like all the money's out of my account and like I lose my house, I lose my car and I have to go back to that. Going back to that is like my biggest fear because I didn't enjoy it.
Right, yeah.
I didn't. Do you know what I mean?
Do you feel like you've had, do you feel like life has hardened you? Or do you still feel soft? Like, do you still... Because I still
I definitely don't feel soft.
You don't?
Which is something that I don't not necessarily like about myself, but it's something I need to improve of. I feel like everything is just black and white. Like you have to move on, you have to keep going. Bills need to be paid, you need to pay your taxes, you need to do everything. So it's like I don't dwell on things. It hurts, but it's like a pain you carry with you.
Right.
Instead of sitting in the pain, if that makes sense. So, but I do feel like I've become very like hyper independent to the point where I don't even let people pay for me for like food and stuff like that.
Right.
Like I've become hyper independent. But it's kind of bad because it's like I don't even let my friends do things for me. I was going to say
that is, what about people that you trust? You still not let them do that?
No.
As well?
No.
And that's
it's really bad.
Do you think it's because when you have allowed people to be like people that were close to you and they've burnt you, now you're kind of just like, nah, I won't really allow that to happen again?
Facts, but it was more family members.
Right.
Like I would see how people would treat my mum.
Okay.
And then I see why she became hyper independent, and I think I kind of just like it's like a protection. You're just protected. 100%. Like people would take money from her and then catch her attitude when she asked for it back. Same as happened to me. Right. Like everything that's happened to Mama has happened to me. So it's like I'd rather learn from her mistakes. So for example, like you know when you fall out with somebody it could be like in school, for example, you fall out with somebody, and then it's like, after I did this for you, I did that for you, I did this for you, I did that for you, and it's like, I'm never gonna let anybody do anything for me again.
Yeah.
And it takes one experience for you to just switch and be like, yeah, I'm all I've got.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Obviously, you have your friends, your family, and stuff like that. But really and truly, it sounds so sad. I'm very brutal, but it's like you have to live life black and white. Yeah. Nothing is promised in this life. Yeah.
100%, definitely.
I don't know. It's not promised that I'm gonna get married. It's not promised that I'm going to have kids. It's not promised that I'm going to be even like more successful. Right. But one thing is promised is that I'm going to die one day. Right. And that is just the brutal truth. So it's like, let me at least enjoy the moments that I have now with the correct like surroundings and stuff like that, and live my life the way I want to live it. Because baby, that there's only one thing that's promised, and that I'm going to... Hopefully not soon, please, please. Oh my God, I'm so scared. Like, the thought of dying is so scary, but it's actually going to happen one day.
Do you know what? Someone said this to me, that this is the only thing that we are guaranteed, but we don't really talk about it.
Because it's scary.
It's scary. And no one really also talks about like what they want at their funeral, like who they want at their funeral, what I want to look like, because that will also stop a lot of arguments.
The amount of ops, oh my God, like somebody will pass away, and all the people that have done them dirty will show up to the funeral. I promise you, Zeze, I'm coming back as a ghost. Like, it's the sheer audacity. I find it so disrespectful.
But like, that must have been very hard for you, because you're navigating all of this such at a young age as well, and you're like thinking, what the hell's going on?
Like, I navigated it. So I was 19 when my mum passed away. Yeah. So we had obviously I had never planned a funeral at that time. So with my dad, it was like much easier because I just know, boom, boom, boom. But with my mum, it was like, okay, God, like, what do we do? Like, we have a body in a hospital. Like, where does it go? What do we do? I was so like confused, like, because there's no... The shit we've had this conversation. The shit they teach you in school,
I was just about to say that. That's very
They don't prepare you for grief. They don't stay in school. But like, what did they teach us? Anyways, so first it was like my mom's side of family. My mom was the oldest girl, and you know what oldest girl means? It's like you're basically like second mom and stuff like that. So that happened. And then, so we went back home without her. That was crazy as well. Like, leaving the home with her and then coming back the next day without her was crazy. Because you could see in the bed where she was sleeping, like, the impression. Crazy stuff. Anyways, now, so then I remember me and my brother, we started asking for help, obviously, because I was 19, he was 20. So we was just asking like, oh, what do we do? Da, 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 blah, blah, blah. And everything, all of our problems had to be solved with money. Do you know what I mean? But a lot of my mum's side of the family was leeching off of her.
Right. Okay.
So it was just like, well, sort it out. Like, what do you want us to do? Like, da, da, da. And I was just like, wait, hold on, huh? And then after the funeral, they disowned us. Whole mum's side. I've spoken about this. They disowned us because it was just like, I'm not taking on the financial burden of these two kids when we needed her. Right, like, she was looking after us. Now you want us to look after them.
Right.
Haven't heard from them since. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just like, I'm very hardened individual.
But that's why I think you should do
therapy.
Yeah. Not to get
this your therapy, you need to let it go.
I do, because I've done it a few times. I don't do it constantly, but I've done it a few times.
And it's a stranger as well.
Yeah, but that's sometimes the best thing, Nella. Honestly, because you can be so vulnerable, because even with your friends and family, there's always going to be an element of like, I don't know. Well, maybe not. I'm not going to speak for you.
Not with my siblings. There's no secrets between me and my siblings.
You can be totally vulnerable. 100%. That's cool then.
Yeah.
You can,
but like, therapy,
that's good.
This is a place.
Maybe when you get into like a relationship.
Whenever that happens.
Do you want to be in a relationship?
I don't know.
Just, how old are you?
I have 27. Yeah, I'm going to be 28 this year. But like, let me tell you where I'm like 50-50. I go through phases, yeah.
Okay.
I go through phases where it's like, oh my God, I really want a man. I want to start dating. Like, because I'm seeing like all my friends that, vacation,
Like
anniversary.
your friend, well, my cousin got married to Nella's friend. That's
yeah.
such a
And then we
small
saw
world.
each other at the wedding.
I was like, Nella?
I was like, Zeze?
I was like, yeah, he's my cousin. She was like, what? I was
And
like,
I was like, I'm a bridesmaid.
I was like, what the hell? It's such a small world. But yeah.
But yeah, so exactly, like for example, at the wedding, I was just like, oh my God, love is so beautiful, this, that, and the other. And then also like, I'm getting older, like I need to settle down and this, that, and the other. But then, because, again, hyper independent, yeah?
Right.
The same reason my mum didn't have a man after my dad is because she got so comfortable with the freedom of like, I'd have to cook for a man.
Right.
No one's snoring in my ear. No one's just like, I remember when guys used to want to like date her and they'd come to the house in their suits and she would be so uninterested. I remember one guy must have bought her a Louis bag and she was just like, okay, take it back. What is this?
Mom.
So I feel like I'm now more like, there's nothing in this day and age, yeah, there's nothing that a man can do for me that I can't do for myself.
Right. But
you can't buy me a car, I have a car.
Company?
You can't fly me out. Let me tell you, I've got an excuse. I've got an excuse for everything,
I know.
You want to fly me out? I go on solo trips more than I go on trips with my friends. You want to take me out to eat? I take myself to Nobu once a month by myself. I'm the girl that's sitting there and you think everybody stood her up. I'm eating by myself. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I come home, like, to my peace. Like, I can sleep. I can wake up when I want. I don't have to feel the need to look after a man.
I hear that.
And then on top of that, it's like, with men, yeah, the thought of living with a guy scares me so much because why are there boxes on the floor? I'll fight you.
No, listen. And then you'll get into an argument. You'll tell them about the boxes. Then for that 1 week, they'll pick the boxes up. Then after the dust is settled, the boxes is in the same place. And it's like, so that was a choice.
No, and then on top of that, my biggest nightmare, yeah? Imagine you come home, say you're living with a guy, and then you come home, it's like the Euros, and there's 20 man in your living room screaming, and I've just had a 12-hour shoot. I'm kicking everybody out. I think I'm very, very used to and very comfortable with my way of life. That the thought of sharing that, like for example, 1st of January, I got bored. Yeah. 2nd of January, I was in Barcelona on the 40th floor of some spa. I don't want to have to be like, oh, by the way, babe, I'm gonna go to. You're not my dad.
I feel like, yeah.
Ew!
You know what?
Permission? Ew!
I think, yeah, at the stage, I think this makes sense.
I'm
a little bit older now, so I'm like 35, and I'm like, oh, I wish I had someone to cuddle up with, and it gets a little bit lonely.
But that's the thing. I've got an answer for that as well.
What?
Me, my closest friend, Surrender.
Yeah.
If I feel like I want cuddles, oh babe, do you want to come over? We're gonna watch Netflix and binge watch something, and it's like we're snuggled up.
It's not the same.
It is the same
because it's not going to lead to anything.
You're nasty.
I want to be like, oh, come to snuggle, but really it's like, oh.
No, look at you. Look at you.
Oops, a daisy. And now here we are. I need the cuddles to have potential.
Yeah. But I feel like the guy that I'm going to end up with, he's going to have to grab, you know when your parents used to grab you like this? I feel like he's going to have to grab me by my collar and be like,
I am here.
Even when I think I've got a PhD in like pretending I don't know a guy's flirting with me.
You're just like oblivious. Like, oh my God.
They'll be like, yeah, because you look really nice today. I'll be like, oh yeah. And I'll walk away.
Have you ever approached a guy?
Have I ever approached a guy? Yes. So I remember I went to Ibiza with my friend, yeah, and she was very much like, if you like a guy, her mentality, it makes sense.
Right.
If you like a guy, then you should go up and speak to him, because then if you only get moved to, you kind of just deal with what's given to you.
This is okay. I hear it.
So that was her mentality.
Okay, yeah,
so when she told me like that, like it's true. Like, say I want a guy at this party, I cannot speak to him unless he wants to speak to me, and I'm too awkward to give you the eye.
Right.
So it's like,
okay.
So I remember I went up to a guy, very attractive guy, in, I think it was like Ocean Beach or something.
Okay.
And as I was speaking to her, I just kept stuttering, and I said, you know what, my friends are calling me, and I left, and I said, I'm never doing this again.
Oh no! What did you say when you went up?
I was like,
see, now will you give guys more grace when they come up to you now? No, it's hard.
What do you want? Like, what do you need? You know what I'm saying?
The worst one is though when they see you and then they slide in your DMs later on, like, oh, I saw you at an event earlier.
I hate that. I hate that. Because why didn't you say anything?
It was better that you just came up to me.
Yeah. But then, yeah, if you're that shy, then you shouldn't speak to me.
But sometimes those are the best ones, the shy ones.
Shy guys?
Yeah.
You just boss them around. I would.
No, I think maybe a shy guy would be good for you, Nella. When you're ready to date. Not now.
Zeze.
Yeah, like a nice little one that's just like...
Not shy, but I like more... Not shy, but I get what you mean. I like more serious guys.
Oh,
like,
no.
I don't... No class clowns. You're not allowed to make anybody laugh. Like...
That's your role.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I like very, like... You know those guys that are just like...
No, Nella, no. Nella, no. Shall I tell you why? Because nonchalant guys are the worst.
Are they? I've never been with like a nonchalant
guys. They're nonchalant in everything, in their emotions, in communicating.
Oh.
Everything is that. It's just like, yeah, you know.
But like in the movies, the nonchalant guy always got a big energy. Like,
behavior.
I don't have to say too much. Like, if I was with like a serious guy, if he told me to sit down, I would.
Yeah, but you can have like, you don't want a nonchalant. You want a chalant guy.
We're making things up.
No,
see, women. I want
you to be chalanting.
Oh, chalant.
Like
that's a word.
I don't know. I've just made it up just now, but I want the person to be chalanting. I want them chalant hard. I don't want anything to do with nonchalant guys. I don't want it at all. Not even a little bit.
That's just what we need. Yes.
That's it. I feel like
chalant. Yeah.
So, Catfish. How was that?
Ooh, it was intense. Filming that was intense. It took us, I think, 4 days for one episode, but like the episode was like 40 minutes.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Because it's a lot of different locations and all that kind of
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah, so we would be in Scotland, we would be just all over the place. And then, you know that scene, yeah, where it's like when we meet the catfish at the end, yeah? Because obviously I was watching Catfish for like a decade before I even did
that show.
Before I even did it. So I used to think, they say, meet at 3, and then at 3:01 they just show up. Because on TV it's like that. Baby, we'd be in that part for 2-3 hours at a time.
Like, really?
2 to 3 hours at a time.
Did you ever know if they were coming? Like, how you see it is how it's filmed. So we know.
Basically, they can't do a Catfish episode without confirming everybody. Do you know what I mean? It's our first time, like, but that's more producer secrets.
So no, but what I mean is, do you know, like, say if it's 3:01, you're hoping that they're gonna turn up, but it's never guaranteed.
No, so we stand there in the cold, and it's like sometimes you can see in the episodes, like, I pull up to that park and my makeup's fresh. Then when I do the whole, it's like, what happened? Like, do you know what I mean? Because it's like, bitch, I've been standing here.
Right.
And then, I feel like some of the stories, I feel like some people came on there for clout.
Right, okay.
Which was annoying because I kind of wasted 4 days of my life. Do you know what I mean? And some episodes never even aired.
Really?
Yes, there was episodes that never aired.
Right.
Don't know why, but it was just
how
like...
was that for you, the transition between, like, doing TV? Do you want to sit more in TV, or do you like online? What do you prefer?
I prefer online better. I like TV.
Right,
I like TV. I love YouTube.
Right, okay.
So, like, on TV... It's like, it's not scripted, but you have a script.
Right,
so it's like,
definitely.
introduce the episode. Okay, now you need to introduce boom, boom, boom. And now you can't just get up and leave. You have to segue into this and A lot of things to remember. It's like you're presenting.
Right.
Yeah. But then with YouTube, I am 100% myself.
Right, okay.
Like, you know, with all the stuff that we do with 4.0 and Foot Asylum stuff, I can just completely be myself. But with TV, it's more like, you present the show, but then with YouTube, it's like you are the show.
Okay.
So it's like, it's nice to have the balance, but it's very more, it's more structured.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel like is it scripted TV when you have to follow the guide?
Is it scripted TV? Not. Yeah.
But basically for linear, like for
I get
TV,
what you mean. There's a script.
It's like
you have the auto cue. You know what's gonna happen. Yeah.
I couldn't say the jokes that I wanted to say.
Right.
Because
okay.
it's like, no, this isn't about you. This is about get into the car and go pick up the catfish.
Right,
Do you know what I mean?
right,
So it was like just little things. I just felt like I enjoy doing it and I appreciate the experience. But when I watch it back, I just feel like I wasn't funny at all on Catfish.
You don't think so?
And I was just like, I was just there for support.
Right. But it was like
Do you know
you
what I
said,
mean?
I think, do you think you get more into presenting as your career goes on? Because you kind of described that more as presenting.
I don't know. I would love to do TV because I've always said like
What's
one
your
of my
dream
biggest
show? Like, if you could make a dream show.
But that's what I'm saying, the process, because my biggest inspiration in TV is Alison Hammond, yeah?
Right.
Because she looks like me, but she's been doing this since I came to this country. Alison Hammond's been on TV.
Yeah.
So more of like the longevity of her career as a black woman in the UK, Loki it's unheard of, right?
Of course, yeah.
So she's literally the GOAT. So I feel like with TV, I'll dibble and dabble in it always.
Right.
But I think it's just something safe that you can fall back on.
Right.
Like, for example, daytime TV, I'd love to do.
Right.
Grace is on Loose Women, which
I
is
know.
jokes.
I would love to do Loose Women.
Yeah, and I would love to do more like TV shows as well. Like, I did The Weakest Link, yeah.
How was that?
I'm gonna send you the episode. I was laughing the whole time, and I was making everybody else laugh. Like, it was great. It was so funny. So yeah, there's a couple TV shows that I would love to do.
Right.
But I don't want to say never, but like YouTube is where I started.
Yeah.
So it will always be my main priority. But I'll always dibble and dabble in TV.
I get what you mean.
Always.
Yeah.
So it's quick.
But also, like with everything in your career, Nella, I think you're like a trailblazer.
What does that mean?
As in, you're the first to do a lot of things. Like when we no,
Alison Hammond.
No, but what I'm trying to say is Alison Hammond still started off on TV. She went on BB, remember?
Yeah.
And then, but what I mean is that crossover.
Yeah.
Like you was the first to come when we all saw that. It was
like
oh my
black
God,
influencer,
primetime TV.
Yeah.
I'm a celeb. We were all like, oh my fucking gosh, this is amazing. And for that, because it's kind of like what you're saying. The way you look at Alison Hammond is where young girls are gonna look at you and be like, I've never seen anyone like this or that looks like me on TV or doing these type of things.
Also, like a lot of pressure. Don't you think? Like, you know when people message you, and they're like, oh, Zeze, like, you're my role model. And you're like, when people call me their role model, oh my God, I just want to shake them. Because I always say, I live in a world where women like Michelle Obama are still alive. Right. Somehow, you've chosen me to be your role model. Like, and it's like, so when people put that, like, not that I don't like hearing it, but it just puts a lot of pressure on me. Like, oh, you've done this, you're a role model, because now it's like, say for example, I want to go through a Britney phase, yeah. I want to shave my head. I want to go to LA and like be a surfer, yeah. The way the internet would take that, they would lose their shit. So it's like being a role model. I appreciate everybody that sees me as their role model, but God damn, all the pressure. I feel like I cannot slip up. And when I do slip up, I feel such huge disappointment at the amount of people that I've let down. When if I didn't have anybody to let down, like if everybody just saw me as, oh yeah, she's just funny, I could just get away with murder.
But I think that, I think you shouldn't see it like that. I think you being you is what is inspiring.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like because you've done this, because it's obviously those things contribute to it.
Yeah.
But it's you being overcoming all the hurdles that you come over in life.
Yeah.
You continue to be in yourself. And it's because...
But like, because I didn't plan for those things to happen to me. So it's like, everything that's happened to me has happened. And I'm here.
Right.
So this is genuinely my life.
But the same way you...
And now, because of that, I have like this pressure of, Nella, you're a role model. Nella, what if one day I want to try stripping for a weekend?
I mean, you can if you want, girl. You can.
But like, see, that's what I'm saying. I can't. Headline, Nella Rose has gone mad. Like, I can't. So I feel like I appreciate it, but it's a lot of pressure, man.
Right,
it's
yeah.
pressure.
And then, so what do you do in your spare time just to alleviate the stress then sometimes?
I do what I do. Remember, I told you this last month, that the whole month of January.
Right, okay, yes.
So what I've been doing, I've just been working out, eating, and binge watching TV. So it's like always take breaks.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I take breaks. So this is like a 3-week break that I'm on. And
when you take breaks, do you come off socials? You just like detox, or do you still look at stuff? But you're not
really.
you're not actively posting.
Social media, like, is so funny to me. Like, I could be on TikTok for so me deleting TikTok wouldn't do anything for me, because TikTok brings me happiness. Right. Like, watching people, like, I'm a nosy person. Like, I watch everybody's Snapchat. Like, I'm on Snapchat looking at everybody. I'm on Instagram, like, oh, this person's pregnant. Oh, somebody, a breakup post. Like, I'm nosy. Like, I can't. Like, me deleting all my apps isn't gonna...
You'll be like, that is sadness
I'll be
in
bored.
itself. You'll be like, that is sadness.
Yo, like, I'll be bored. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't delete the apps because they're funny. Sorry, have you seen the Americans crying because on the 19th the TikTok is and they're making all these TikToks and it's killing me.
There's a new app now, isn't there?
Red Note, and they're all learning Mandarin.
I saw Ashley was on there learning Mandarin.
Who's Ashley?
You know, he's a content creator. You know him.
Okay, so he's on there learning Mandarin. Great stuff. Just what we need.
Everyone's on there just learning their best. Their best.
I don't know. People always like to be like, oh, I'm taking a break from social media. Like, do you know what I do? I take a break from life. So I take a break from getting up and going out. So 100%. I just stay at home. But like, social media is like my favorite escape. Like, I can be on TikTok. Say I'm sad about something and I go on TikTok.
Have a scroll.
Like, yo, 30 seconds, I forgot what I'm sad about, yo. Because these people are crackheads and they're so funny. So yeah, I don't take like, oh, I'm off social media. I might log out of my account.
Right. And
then use like my other accounts, because maybe my account is getting a lot of traction.
Right.
Then I'll go to like my real account with my real friends. And then, but like, yeah, so it's such an escape from real life, because I don't see social media as real. Like, you don't act like that in real life, but you're funny as hell. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know when people do skits?
Yeah.
Like, it's a skit. Like, you don't act like that in real life, but your skits are funny. So, social media is a great escape for me.
I love it. I do as well.
I love it bad.
Well, Nella, I feel like we have to come to an end.
Oh, this was so fun.
Have you got any questions? Have you got anything for me that you want to ask me? Have you got anything?
Wait, this is going to turn into an interview. Zeze, how'd you do it?
How do I do what?
How'd you do it? Like, because obviously I know you in real life, and I know how much of a sweet person you are.
Right.
But every time I see you and then I see the hair. Yeah. And then like you'll be speaking your mind, your opinion, how you think, because you was literally born with a voice. Right. That's actually okay. Right. And not everybody has to agree. The comments tear me up.
Do you know
like dealing with that Zeze?
I've learned to kind of block it out, but then sometimes, like you said, sometimes it gets to you. I might have a little cry, but I've been doing this for a while now, so I've learned anything I say, it's kind of like I believe that, and I'm ready to that's my opinion, and whatever comes with it comes with it. But over time, I've also learned that not everything needs to be said. You get it?
But then, part of your job is to speak your mind.
100%. But then as time has gone, and there's times when I've said things, I'm like, I didn't really need to say that. And like the commotion around it wasn't worth it, if that makes sense.
But some things though, I do feel like you will say something that makes sense, but people will drag you simply because it's you.
100%.
And I don't feel like that's fair.
100%. But again, that's what I've learned. Before, back in the day, I used to take that really personal, get really upset. Like, oh, if someone else was saying it, you wouldn't this, you wouldn't that. Yeah. But now, like you said, for peace of mind, I can't be battling with everyone.
Yeah.
I'll just go insane. So I just say what I need to say, and it is what it is.
Yeah. But I do also feel like Black women aren't allowed to be as liberal with their opinions.
100%.
Because I do feel like say for example, I wanted to say my opinion on a certain thing, and I would make like a tweet about it. It would get way more traction than if somebody from another demographic.
We're never given like
grace. Never. Grace? Grace? Never.
Never.
Oh, please, crank up the heat. She's black. Like, literally. Nah, we don't ever get given grace for nothing. Like, it's actually so unfair. But I hate that it's something that we've, like, had to just adopt.
And then if you speak about
like
it as well, normal. Then it's like now you're playing the race card.
Yeah.
And it's only something that other black women can understand, if that makes sense. Only we get it. Only we see it. And only we can like spot it before it even happens.
But I do also feel like, I forgot what I was gonna say. Sorry, he's so cute.
He's there.
But yeah, no, I do feel like we are held at a harsher, like, standard.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it's. I always knew that from like growing up.
Right.
Even did you watch America's Next Top Model?
Oh yeah.
Like even Tyra would be extra harsh on the black girl.
This is true, you know.
And she'd make her work twice as hard. So it's like I feel like we've kind of been conditioned to just think that it's okay, but when it's like, guys.
But even you saying that,
treat
it's like,
everybody the same.
But even you saying watching your mum grow up, you saw it with your mum. We always we see it in our households.
Yeah.
We see it in every like workplace. You know what I mean? When I used to work in the office, it would be like I was judged a little bit more harshly, or I didn't get enough grace. So it's something that we constantly see growing up and feel, and like I said, we become immune to it, and then we're constantly gaslit into thinking that maybe it's not to do with, or it's just it's a thing. And that's why I'm saying, to see, whenever I see my sisters, as you like to say, winning in this space, in the creative space, in any space really, I just have to, whether or not I agree with them all the time, whether or not we get along all the time, I just have to be like, it's hard and well done, sis.
It's so hard because it's so hard, and I feel like we're like the most unsupported demographic.
100%.
Like black women. Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, sing your praises. The minute you slip up one time, it's like the weight of the world. But it's like the same things that like we get like dragged for. If somebody else was to do it, it wouldn't be as harsh.
No, it's true.
Which is another thing that has like hardened me.
Right.
Is hardened me since 2020. No, leave me. He's just a baby. Since 2020, I feel like, because that was like the first time I like really got dragged. Right. I think it's just hardened me to like not like never ever seek approval from people online, because that day I clocked there was so many people just waiting. Oh, and do you know what was so crazy about that? This was like 2020, so this was like 5 years ago. Yeah, it wasn't really the people online. It was people that I knew
waiting,
jumping in like LOL, da da da, and I was just like, that's what spun me.
Right.
But the industry, I feel like us black girls, and I hate when people say this because it sounds so performative. No, but black girls, we just need to stick together.
This is what we do, and that's what I'm saying. Whether we get along on a day-to-day or not, I was saying this the other day, that collectively we're better off being together, not getting along, than not getting along and separately. It's
no,
like
facts.
If we all come together, and it's like, okay, I don't always agree with you, but if I see my sis being thrown underneath the bus, I'm gonna be like, okay, cool. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Or I'm gonna help, or I'm gonna
like you have a community to fall back on.
100%. 100%.
We have that.
This is, and do you know what we were saying earlier about when you were saying people coming up to you and never knowing? I feel like with our relationship, it's been a genuine growth
over years. Well,
Do you know what I mean? It's never been felt forced. It's never felt like, oh,
I remember, like the second time I saw you with your mum.
Oh yeah.
It was like a movie premiere.
Yes.
It was fun. Yeah. But yeah, no, I was so scared of meeting you for the first time.
I don't know why. I'm just a nice
I was
girl.
and I told you.
You did.
I was like, because I don't know. I think it was quite naive to think like how people like you see how everyone just thinks I'm loud and shouting all the time, right? And I'm not like that in real life.
But I think it's because a lot of my videos, my interviews at the time, they were going.
You had the long table, so you was at one end of the table. The other person was at the, but somehow you hit him every time, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's Zeze Millz."
I know everyone used to be, and then everyone would sit down and be like, "Oh, you're actually cool." I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm cool."
And you're so down to earth. Like people don't even understand that, and you're a very loving person.
Oh, thank you, Nella.
But people, maybe you need to start a vlogging channel.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Like, that's what I always say about you girls, the girlies that do the vlogging. I don't have the patience that you guys have.
How about this?
I just don't have it. When I see the vlogging and then you put it up, and I'm just like,
okay, can I tell you what I do that I find quite easy?
Go on.
Say I'm on holiday, I snap everything on holiday because, baby, I'm on holiday. And then, so my Snapchat auto saves to my phone. Okay. And then at the end of the holiday, put all those snaps into CapCut and just voiceover.
Because you were snapping in Bali. Of content herself. Look at that.
You could have done that for Bali. You probably can. You were snapping in Bali.
Yeah, I was snapping.
So you can just download all of that, put in CapCut, and just talk, like narrate what you did.
Okay.
And then people can see like the Zeze that I see, not the Zeze that people are scared of. Guys, she's so sweet. And I know it seems like I'm just like forcing, but you're actually one of the sweetest girls in this industry, Nella. And people will never know that.
No, do you know what? A lot of people say that. They always say, "Oh, everyone knew." But I kind of like it like that.
It's like perception versus reality. Know? Perception versus reality.
But it's kind of like I like it in a way, because in that way, the people that I gel with and I genuinely have a connection with and I get along with, they get to experience that side of me. And then
so not everyone gets to experience you.
And I think, like you were saying, as you get older, about, you know, earlier you were saying about poor judgment of character. I think sometimes you realize not everyone gets to have that access to you. Not everyone gets to see that, like you said, only the time you're vibrant around people is when you know them. And I'm comfortable. Right. So for me, it's like, I like it if you think stay away, because then that means you're not supposed to be close. I don't know. And then if time goes on and we learn to like each other and get along with it, then we both know it's a natural thing. I need to be like that. I'm just going to be at the events like this. No, because you're Nella, and Nella, everyone, that's how people know you. It's going to go like this. What's up? But thank you so much. This honestly was so fun. Thank you, my darling. And honestly, with our gold jewelry. I wish you all the best. I absolutely adore you, and I always want to see you win. And you know, if you ever need me, I'm here. Guys, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, tell your mom, tell your friends, tell everybody. We had Nella Rose in the building. We out. Bye. Hey. Oh, Dave. Dave came for the final. Dave, you was meant to be sleeping on my lap the whole time. I know.